I'm out and about on the weekend, so this video that you're watching is being pre-recorded on the night of Friday, March 21st. On this day, I see clearly a YouTube show wherein we had spoken about the JT Miller comments that he made about the Vancouver Canucks and his departure from the team. That was recorded a few hours ago and uploaded a few hours ago too, so that kind of gives you a picture as to when it is I am speaking into this microphone. It's been a few days, and I haven't seen the Canucks and the Rangers game yet. It's going on in about 12 hours from now. This pre-recorded video, though, is going to be published on Saturday, and I want to dive into some Vancouver Canucks ideas. That's it. Ideas. Because over the past few weeks, there has been a buzz around this city, not just in terms of what the team is doing on the ice right now, but what the team could be doing off the ice in the summer. Mostly because of all the cap space that Patrik Allvin accrued for this hockey team. It's not used right now. They ended up doing this up and down thing. Erik Brannstrom, Arshdeep Bains, Lekaramaki up and down the whole year, only for the cap space they had built up to not really be used to get anybody. There is an opportunity here for Vancouver to do something interesting. Whether that is sign a free agent name like a Nick Ehlers or something, or to potentially send out an offer sheet. This show is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Go out there, check out that first link in the description to save some money on your VPN, get some free months, and support this YouTube channel in the process. Last time, we had made a video talking about free agent targets to be. We had spoken about Nick Ehlers, of course Mitch Marner is in there. We also talked about trade targets, Quinton Byfield, Trevor Zegras, if these guys are available, could they be of option here for the team? But I wanted to head over to a tweet posted by Timothy Miller on Twitter. Big shout out to them. Their username is @conditionalfirst. And they went out there and posted this tweet on March 20th. I really like this idea. So he says here that Will Cuylle might be the perfect offer sheet target for the Vancouver Canucks. He's 23 years old. He is 4th in the NHL in hits, and he's an above-average skater who scores goals. The Rangers are cap-strapped, with Lafreniere and Shesterkin's extensions kicking in, and K'Andre Miller also due for an extension. Thoughts? And included are some of the numbers. Will Cuylle is in the top 63 percentile of skating speed in the NHL, in the top 66 percentile of speed bursts over 20 miles an hour, in the top 72 percentile of skating distance, shots on goal, goals, he is all there as well. He is one of the more versatile, mobile, goal-scoring younger dudes in the National Hockey League. And at the time of this post's publication, Cuylle had 38 points in 70 games played, 18 goals and 20 assists, 6'3", 212, 23-year-old left-handed left wing. And that's a pretty good profile. I'll just say that right there. You can never go too wrong with a guy who gets 20 goals a year as a 23-year-old. And the fact that he is legitimately fast, and he does go out there and pick the pace up and hit people as well, that adds extra value. Now, again, I'm recording this video the night before Vancouver plays off against New York at the Big Apple, 1 p.m. on Saturday, local time in New York. So I personally, at the time of talking into this microphone, I don't really know if there is any bad blood, or people are pissed off at Will Cuylle. Did he do something to piss off any Canucks fans, or did he score any beautiful goals or whatever? I don't know if that happened yet, so if it did, let's say he elbowed somebody in the head and took him out with a concussion or whatever, then okay, like maybe that's the wrong thing to go out there and talk about in a video like this, but I'm gonna risk it, because Will Cuylle has, for the most part, been one of the more consistent and predominantly acceptable forwards on the Rangers forward core. I say acceptable, that's the wrong way to put it. He's been one of the guys, if not the guy, that Rangers fans have been the least pissed off with this season. They were pissed off at Zibanejad. Before JT Miller came, Zibanejad was pretty useless. Artemi Panarin, you can talk about his work ethic, you can talk about how his body language is like when the team is not winning. Adam Fox has been the subject of many conversations berating him in his play this season. Chris Kreider doesn't score any assists. There are a lot of guys throughout this Rangers team who have not lived up to the expectations that many fans have upon them. The only guy who's really been consistently breaking that and being better than the expectation was Will Cuylle. So the fact that he has been in this spot where now Canucks fans are talking about him as a potential offer sheet target, it does get me intrigued. Now, if you wanted to get the scoop here, Will Cuylle at the moment is making a measly $800,000 till the end of this year. Offer sheet eligible, yes, and he is one of the most productive forwards on the Rangers. If you wanted to talk about offer sheet options, this guy could be a potential, maybe if you wanted to stretch it, a $5 million player a year. That's just me just spitting off the top of my head, just looking at the numbers and taking a look at the impact that he brings. $5 million in a rising cap world doesn't sound that bad. It's just whether or not the Rangers would be able to match it or, in fact, offer him a contract themselves in that same age range. Right now, according to Puckpedia, the Rangers have about $3.1 million in cap space, or $21 million in current cap space. That's going to change by the time the free agency period opens up. The Rangers have a lot of RFAs they need to re-sign, and K'Andre Miller is one of them. Will they have enough? That is the question. Igor Shesterkin's money does come onto the books next season. He would be an interesting name in my opinion, and there are a lot of Canucks fans that are agreeing with this sentiment as well on the Twitter post. Some are saying, hey, like, would this guy even be an option? Like, would they not have been able to ask for him in the JT Miller trade? Had they just done that negotiation instead of Filipino? I get what you're saying there, but I do think the Vancouver Canucks in the JT Miller trade were more so prioritizing a center coming back in return alongside of a first-round pick rather than a center or Will Cuylle as a left wing. He is still a little bit younger than Filipino is and still more untapped. So with Chytil having the impact that he has down the middle, that's something that Cuylle doesn't necessarily bring. So I can understand why the JT Miller trade saw Vancouver picking up Chytil instead. But also there is a reply here from Sapster that does go out there and talks about another name that the Canucks could offer sheet. I like this one too, maybe even a little bit more than Will Cuylle. If the Canucks are looking for a second-line center through an offer sheet, I'd personally love Mason McTavish. He could be our Kessler, and knowing how much the Ducks dislike Greg Cronin, I wouldn't be surprised to see him make it to July 1st as an RFA. If Cuylle could play center, he would have been an option in my mind too. And the Ducks have a load of cap space though. Are they really going to let him walk? I don't know about that. He would be a great target though. No, they would not let him walk. Depends on salary. Everyone does have a price. $1 million man in there, baby. Mason McTavish is a fantastic player. I'm using this video as an excuse to go out there and talk about him. Mason McFreaking-Tavish is 22 years old, third overall pick by Anaheim back in 2021. He has signed on to his ELC. He does not have a contract after this season. He's got 43 points in 63 games played this year. It's his third straight 42-plus point year. Last year, he had 42 points in 64 games. This year, he barely edged out his point production, but he is on pace for 52 points on this season. Mason McTavish is a dog. He comes in, he scores goals, he plays a rough, tough game. He is not afraid to get physical. He is the kind of guy that Pat Verbeek absolutely loves, and it's why Verbeek has placed such an emphasis on these bigger dudes, McTavish, Carlson, Cutter Gauthier. These are the kinds of prospects that Anaheim wants to build a future with. So for Mason McTavish, obviously being a third overall guy, taken in 2021 above names like Luke Hughes and Kent Johnson and Brant Clark, obviously the Ducks are going to do everything they can to keep this guy. To be honest, if they gave him a contract that was beefy, like $9 million a year for 8 years or something, I honestly would not be too surprised. Sure, I get you could say he hasn't earned that money yet, but if the Anaheim Ducks, with their extreme $16 million projected cap space model for next year, if they wanted to make a statement, they could just be like, yeah, we love you, Mason McTavish. We really, really like what you bring, and we believe in you, so we are going to give you everything that you need to stay in Anaheim and just be a part of our organization. You could take your trips over to Disneyland. You could do whatever it is you need to do. They also have to re-sign Lucas Dostal, Drew Hellison, Colangelo, and a few other names. So there are some meaningful RFAs in Anaheim. But Mason McTavish, man, I don't know if he'd be an available offer sheet target if the Vancouver Canucks were to really overpay to an extent that Anaheim would not be able to match. But just the idea itself, I love that. I would love to see Mason McTavish in a Canucks jersey. Anyways, that wraps up our time here. I gotta get back to living my life because I am out and about. It's why this video is being pre-recorded. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these potential Vancouver Canucks offer sheet targets. Do you think Will Cuylle of the Rangers is an appropriate name to go after? If not, would you touch Mason McTavish of the Anaheim Ducks, even though he would probably cost a lot more? Let me know in the comment section what your thought process is about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.